Yeah, I don't know, Ben. I think I would give Greta a bash, you know?
Oh dear. Really? Really, Greta? Of all people, Greta.
I tried to do it with a straight face.
It didn't work, did it?
It didn't work, mate. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
The idea was sound.
It was.
It was, yeah. The idea was solid.
But the flesh was weak.
What do you think of my my new little tune? Black Gary's Gaff of the Week.
Black Gary's Gaff of the Week. He's a geezer. Black Gary. What's Gary said now then?
You tell me. You tell me. You told me he's made another gaff.
Oh, yeah, about the gay footballers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Apparently, Gary knows there's 2 gay footballers in the England squad, and he hopes they come out during the Qatar World Cup.
So what Gary is essentially saying is Gary would like his colleagues to be murdered.
Yeah, well, it's not the place to be doing that. You don't want to be coming out the closet there, because you could end up, the closet may exit onto the roof of a very tall building.
Well, off of the roof of a very tall building.
Yeah.
Or worse. It could be worse. You know, some of these countries, they're progressive now, right? So when they find out you're gay, what they do is they say, it is your choice. You can be thrown off top of building, or you can transition into woman.
Fuck it.
They're progressive now, John.
Are they Russian? Why is every country you do Russian? Either Russian or China!
I don't know what you're talking about, John. What do you mean, China?
China! Number 87, fried rice, capital sauce.
Yeah! Battle Round Initiative. We take over the country. John?
Yes, we are an equal opportunity destroyer of language.
There are people been watching for the past few minutes us say these things, and we haven't said hello to them.
Well, they haven't said hello to us.
That is true. Well, Shalini did say hi.
That's true.
Mr. Jungle Griffin did say hello, and
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so he mentioned something about a rerun. I lost interest at that point.
Because all of the shows on Twitch apparently keep coming up as reruns.
Well, don't fucking watch it on Twitch.
Yeah, come over to YouTube. YouTube.com/Chasing Dissent Official.
Or watch it on Facebook if you want, if you're old and you fancy buying something at a car jumbo boot sale.
If you're that way inclined, like John says, if you're interested in the online boot sale, then come and watch us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chasing Dissent. We're live there right now as well.
We're an equal opportunity destroyer of social medias.
Yeah, except for Rumble, we're not streaming there anymore at the moment.
Got a new trick though, haven't we, Ben?
Yeah, that just goes there, doesn't it?
No, we've got a new trick with Kofi.
Yeah, it's just
I
down
wonder,
below me.
If I do it now, can you see it?
Well, yeah, it's there on screen.
On what screen?
On everybody's screen, they can see it.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Let me try.
Yeah.
Shall I send a test? Shall I?
Go on, send a test.
Shall I do the test? Shall I do the test, mate?
Do the test.
Do the test.
Do the test. Do the test.
I'm going to do the test.
Do the test.
I'm going to do the fucking test. Just give us a minute.
Yeah, I'm giving you a minute.
What's
Thank you
happened?
from John and Ben. Welcome someone.
There we go.
It's a test.
Thank you from John and Ben. Welcome someone.
So if you donate live, that's what happens.
Yeah, support us on that link.
And it'll read out your message.
Oh yeah, if you put a message, it'll read out.
Yeah, if you say, get it up you, then we'll get it up us.
Yeah. You say, here you go, you pricks. It'll come through. It will. And, we're just trying to make this show a bit more fun.
Yeah.
And John has started decorating for Halloween.
Well, I got the leftovers from downstairs.
Show him your pumpkin, John.
I'm trying to work this out. No, pumpkin's over there.
Can you see his pumpkin?
There, see the pumpkin. He's on the I-beam.
So, why are we live tonight, John?
Because you cajoled and coerced me into it.
That's because you're drinking gin and tonic, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
So, Adam says he may jump in at some point. He says his wife is demanding attention.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we know his wife's demanding. We understand that.
So I've just responded to him and said, tell her no. I could have been much ruder than that, but I won't be. I won't be. But tell her no, Adam. There's more important things to do, like come and join your team. And
You have a mission, should you choose to accept it.
which is what?
Come and join us.
Yeah,
Adam.
come and join us. Tell her no.
Come and join us. Come and join us.
Say, oi, wife.
Come and say us in the live.
No.
I think I prefer the other camera that I had this afternoon.
I do too. I think your new camera, it looks stunning. It looks brave. It's well defined. It's a bit dull on the colours. This is certainly brighter on the colours. I will say that.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think it was that dull on the colours.
Well,
I think with the webcam software it was okay.
Well, this is certainly brighter. I will say that. It certainly pops more. But then at the same time, we didn't really see your purples and things like that earlier on. So maybe that was the difference there. So anyway, how have you been since this afternoon's show, sir? And how is everybody in the chat? If you are indeed in the chat, tell us how you're doing. We'd like to.
Who's in the chat? How many we got? We've got 3 on Twitch
There's
apparently.
5 people watching.
On YouTube.
Altogether.
Altogether?
Yeah, it's 5. It's quite embarrassing, really, but,
Fucking wasting our time, mate. We're wasting our time.
Well, no, we're not, because we're having a conversation. We'll make ourselves and each other laugh, and if people
But-
want to join it, they can.
I bet James Melville gets more views than this.
What, you mean James Melville, who once again did it again? He did it again, John.
After us tearing him a new one yesterday, he goes and does it again, doesn't he?
He's done it again.
Yeah. He copied what you said almost word for word.
Almost word for word. Just several hours after the show. Almost word for fucking word. And I'm sorry, I know we're not supposed to be swearing on this platform, but it's starting to do my nut in a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so in that respect, but he needs to stop copying us, John.
The guy's got to do something, mate, and he's really not bright enough to come up with it on his own.
Well, original thoughts are not really.
What about Hagrid?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm actually quite sad about that, because the guy was actually really nice.
Hagrid dead. I don't know if it was anything involved, but he was 72 and he was really obese for most of his life.
Yeah, but he was also really, really ill, because I actually met him a few years ago, and he was in a wheelchair. He was really ill.
I think he was an alcoholic at one point as well. Or I might be casting aspersions that shouldn't be ascribed to him.
I'm not sure, but I can tell you that, like Universal...
Speaking about people that are really ill, you need to watch the latest episode of House of the Dragon.
How much is he falling apart now?
Fucking hell. It's like he's recreating the part from Phantom of the Opera. Half his face is gone.
Sing once again with me.
He's not
duet.
He's not well. They keep asking for the milk of the poppy.
So they keep trying to give him a bit of heroin.
Yeah, I don't think it. Well, he said it himself. I shall not walk among you much longer.
To be fair, he's been falling apart for like 25 years at this point.
He's fucking hung on well.
He's doing well.
From that first little prick.
Been doing
That's what his wife said.
Very well indeed, I should say that. I'm going to watch it later, I think. I'll watch it later, but I've not been watching The Lord of the Rings of Power for the last 2 episodes, because I'm done with it.
I've seen the first 2, actually. And I never went back.
I've seen... I stuck in for the first 5, I think, and then I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Somebody's been quite sensible on YouTube. Talking about Pelosi and admitting on camera.
Yeah.
Is this the time for sensibilities?
Yeah, go on then. We don't mind. I mean, we spoke about it this afternoon during episode 141.
Well, we spoke about her threatening to give Donald a doing.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is with the left, because they seem to jump to violence as a first resort.
Okay.
And they do it all the time. They even do it on social media. And if they're lefties, it's like straight to ad hominem.
I just want to thank you, Shalini, there. Yes, indeed. I've had a very wonderful break. It's been a very tiring break, and I'm suffering medically because of it now. But, it is what it is, and I'll get over it. I turned around to John earlier on, actually, didn't I? And I said, I need my holidays to be longer. But not because I want to do more, but because I want to do less. Because having only like 3.5 days away with the kids and things like that, it was just so full on. And I was enjoying every minute of it, but I'm not enjoying every minute now. Oh dear. But yes, thank you for the text, and I really do appreciate it. I really do. And that's what, we are here. We're a family, right, John?
Sorry?
Did you just zone out?
Yeah, of course we are, mate. Of course we are.
It's
I was
really...
even nice to you when you were on holiday, wasn't I?
He did. He bought
Doesn't
me.
like me.
He bought me a meal. It was lovely. Yeah.
I went, foodless myself to do it, but I thought it was nice because Ben was on holiday with his family.
Yeah, and it was lovely. It was lovely, and I thank you dearly for it. You are now making up for it with a gin and tonic, I see.
Yeah. Well, that's actually my second gin and tonic. I think I'm going to have to switch to the wine now, mainly because I've exhausted the gin and tonic.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, in fact.
Oh, I'm feeling quite warm. I think the alcohol's gone to my face. It's gone red.
Alcohol, also known as the COVID.
No, I don't have the cough. I've never had the cough. It's not something It's not something I'm susceptible to by the looks of things. Or did I have the cough?
Could have done. You
I
don't
can't-
know?
No, I don't think. No, I never did. I've
Well,
never
you
had
just
the cough.
you don't know.
I've never had it. I've been tested. I've had one cold, and that was when I was coming back from France. So I had to be tested to get on the ferry.
Yeah.
And I threatened. Well, I didn't threaten. I just said to the girl that was doing the testing that I had anti-clotting agents in my bloodstream, and I was very susceptible to nosebleeds. She said, "Do not worry, I will not put it in far." And I said, "I've heard that before."
I've said that before.
And then she said, "It will just be the tip." And true to her word, she then said, "Do you prefer a side?" And I said, "Well, I normally dress to the left." And she just put the tip in, gave it a little tiny swirl, and said, "Come back in 10 minutes." And it was negative.
You know what? I'm actually not surprised it was negative with that. Just way, I just ran the tip. Do you know what? I've been getting frustrated by watching an argument my wife's been having with some idiot on Twitter today.
Oh, 28 days.
28 days later.
28 days later. It's funny that, isn't it? They even made a movie about it.
I know. And
Years before this happened. And that was a virus as well, wasn't it?
I mean, she even turned around and showed this idiot a picture from the BBC, right?
Yeah, but they're conspiracy theorists.
But BBC, and on it says source the UK government, so they must also be conspiracy theorists, right,
Oh,
John?
come on, of course they are.
I'm just saying.
Didn't the UK government set up everything? They've even set up this this charade that's ongoing in Ukraine just now. Yeah, I mean, have you seen the latest? Remember, we mentioned it today, the latest from Zelensky. I need 38 billion for this. I need another 17 billion for this. I need 2 for this and 5 for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the wife needs a new pair of shoes.
Did you see that? This is something we didn't mention on the show. Elon Musk was put on Ukraine's kill list.
Mm-hmm.
He's now back. He's been removed from it now.
Yeah, because they're trying to suck up. I'm sure he'll keep Starlink going until we've finished the negotiations. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Fucking Starlink is nothing but home broadband.
Home broadband.
If you're running a military installation and targeting, military vehicles using home broadband, then your fucking country is shit, and it deserves to be lying in a pile of mud. There you go.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh no! I mean, come on! You don't. I mean, it's as I said earlier. It's like us being at war with France and using fucking Virgin Media to target our Polaris missiles. Oh, hold on! Virgin's gone down. Give us 10 minutes, my crew, and then we'll fucking start again.
Well, this is the Anything Goes show.
Yeah, well, there you go. Fucking home broadband
We got
military use.
Soram, who is on his way to the chippy, has just told us that his neighbour's been ill all week. He's had triple treats.
Safe and effective. Safe and effective, mate.
Baby! Safe and effective.
Excellent.
Excellent. Your neighbour is sponsored by Pfizer.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Je ne sais quoi.
I've been talking to French people all
Pardon
week,
me.
to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello?
but you don't know French. I was astounded. I went to Disneyland Paris with Ben once.
Indeed.
I was astounded by his complete and utter lack of anything French.
With the amount of
He knows
times I've
nothing.
been over there.
The amount of times he's been there and he knows nothing.
It's because Disneyland Paris isn't France. You can be there a week out of every 6 for 4 years and still not know a word of French.
Disneyland Paris isn't fucking real, mate.
Well, you're
It's
right.
in, it's in a different time zone and everything.
Let's double back to what we were talking about on yesterday's show, right? The entire fucking country was falling into Mad Max around me. And I had
And
no
meanwhile,
clue.
we're going on a ride.
And the thing is, on Sunday, I noticed it happening as it started. And I was just like, that's a bit peculiar.
What's going on here then?
We started off being
Mind
able
you.
to stop at service stations and then we couldn't.
Having said that, if you'd watched your show, which was in the capable hands of me and Adam, you would have seen that we were covering France as well.
John,
Ben.
I was busy on rides.
Yeah, I know.
Woohoo! I was going on rides.
I feel like the king out of House of the Dragon.
You're falling apart, are you, John?
Bring me milk of the poppy.
I'm not bringing you heroin, my friend. I would get in prison for that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just putting it out there. He's asking for that shit. I am not.
I wasn't. I
providing-
was just expressing the I was just doing a bit of dramatic acting
Is the
for the
alcohol,
purposes of the tape, officer.
is the alcohol not doing it for you then?
No, it's fine. I was only kidding. For fuck's sake, I was acting. Oh,
That was acting.
yeah. Right, I'm going for more alcohol. Fuck you.
He's turned the goose. And now he's burping. Fucking hell. We interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to bring you a musical interlude. Because he's fucked off. And it's Friday night. What an arsehole, right? Beats great. High above the mucky muck castle made of clouds, there sits Wonder Boy sitting oh so proudly. But hey, I've got to do everything I can to hold the show whilst he fucks off, so alright. And he's back! There you go! Oh, for fuck's sake! John,
Ben,
I know we said anything goes.
what? It wasn't me, mate. I'm just back.
It wasn't you.
What wasn't me?
It wasn't me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey,
It
hey.
was.
It wasn't me.
Honey baby, when she got me red-handed, creepy went the girl next door. Yes, Steph, Wonder Boy indeed. Wonder Boy, what is the secret of your power?
Oh, Black Gary, family land.
Oh, Black Gary, man. We do like Black Gary on this show. I can't believe that, though. I really can't believe it. Oh, I know. We'll just get some gay people to out themselves in Qatar.
Yeah.
Is the man totally fucking clueless?
What's going on with my arm, Elizabeth?
He's trending, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it's Black Gary. Black Gary's gaff of the week. He's a geezer.
Hold on, let's go here. Look,
Oh,
from
what?
Sky News. Gary Lineker says he knows 2 gay Premier League stars and hopes they will come out at Qatar World Cup.
Well, there you go.
Should we have I say, shall we have a look at it? It's not really lined up very well, but
No, no point. He's a smug bastard.
yeah, but there he is. Look, there he is, looking like a smug bastard on screen. There's our good pal, Black Gary.
And actually, now that you mention it, he is quite obviously black.
Do you think so?
Yeah, look at the size of his nose.
Fuck off! Fuck off! I'm I apologise. I apologise for my partner here. I do. I apologise for him. RCW says Lineker is evil. Well, I can get behind that statement. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely stupid. I would say. Definitely stupid.
Oh, Black Gary.
But I will say this, right? And in Gary's
Yeah.
defence, and I am going to defend Gary here for a minute.
Defense of the Gary.
He sells banging crisps.
No, he does not sell banging crisps. He advertises crisps.
Yeah, but he's the salesman, isn't he?
Walkers.
Yeah, but he's the salesman, isn't he?
Well,
That's
he
his
basically,
job.
yeah, basically he's a crisp salesman, yeah.
Yeah, he sells banging crisps.
Well, crisps are crisps, so I actually prefer pork.
Pork scratchings.
Yeah.
And also my favourite crisps are Roysters. And they're cheap.
Roysters.
Roysters bubble T-bone steak crisps. They're bloody lovely. You get 5
Okay.
packs for £1, John.
Okay.
5 packs for £1.
Okay. So you get 5 little bags of air, and they put the occasional crisp in them.
Fucking lovely, yeah. It's really good.
Crisps are really a disappointment these days when you get a bag of crisps, because
I
they're
agree.
like, where the fuck's crisps?
Yeah. But to be fair with the Roysters, they make the bags little, so they seem more full.
Oh well, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like them. Although it's like Mars bars. Mars bars are a pale shadow of their former self.
What the
I don't know about Freddos though. Have Freddos got any smaller? Or are they
Yes.
the same size? Freddos were always quite small anyway.
Yeah, they've got smaller.
Oh jeez. I mean, Twixies are like, fuck's sake. Used to struggle to eat one Twix.
They're like that
Now
big.
you're like
They're
you're
like
looking
that
for
big.
more. I know
like-
they're terrible. They're smaller than your finger.
They're
And
nuts.
I mean, they used to remember the song that used to go, "A finger of fudge is just enough to give the wife a treat," and now your finger of fudge is no use whatsoever.
Aye.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Ben?
Nothing's wrong at all.
You said anything goes. Either does go or it doesn't go.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can say what you want. Eddie Izzard is trending.
What was up with Crowder? He was ill.
Was he ill?
Yeah, he was ill because he let. I call him Gerard, but his name is not Gerard. It's Gerald. But he let Gerard take the show again, and said, "I hope he doesn't get us banned again." Because the last time Gerard took this show, they got banned, didn't they, for a week?
I do like it when Dave Landau.
I like Dave. I really do like Dave. I wish we had a Dave.
Know what? Know what, John?
Yes, Ben.
There you go.
You know what else I wish we had?
Your big screen, it's your show.
Yeah, you know what else I wish we had? I wish we had a dwarf. I mean, did you see that? Did you see that tweet with all the dwarfs throwing little javelins at that guy?
No.
Did you not see it? I shared it on the chat.
Can't say I did, no.
Oh, it was worth a watch. Yeah, but I mean, all the big names have got a dwarf.
Has Crowder got a dwarf?
He's got a short guy.
Who in Dave?
Yeah.
And he's got his dad, Papa Crowder, who's actually really fucking cool, I might add.
For a dad.
Yeah, just sits in his chair, all old and grey and stoic. Really cool.
That could be me.
You are the Papa Crowder of this show.
Fuck you. That means I'm old and grey and stoic.
It was a compliment, John. Because he's cool.
Okay.
He's cool as fuck.
I'm not old and grey and stoic though. Sonia, did you watch me on Sonia on Monday? No.
I've watched some of it.
Did you hear what she said as I was signing out?
What did she say?
She turns to that Sean guy and goes, "He's very lively." Well, I like to keep them going.
That was the first time you done it alone. So how did you find it?
I find it all right because that pair are quite good, you know.
Yeah, and they're quite good to bounce off of. I've done it a few times, obviously.
Yeah, Sonia's all right. Sean's a bit slow, but I don't mean that in a bad way. But he's just a wee bit slow.
And that's because he's not an experienced broadcaster. It's as simple as that.
We are.
John, we've been doing this for nearly 2 years.
Yeah, I know, but how do we become experienced broadcasters? Oh my God, we are.
Doing this
we're
for
actually
nearly 2 years.
We're pretty professional to say, and sometimes we're pretty professional, and we are quite accomplished. Except when I throw a strop when things go wrong.
He throws strops a lot. You should see him behind the scenes. Fucking hell. I'm thinking about buying him a bib. That's where I'm at.
Whoa, a bib?
Sending you some nappies, for fuck's sake.
I don't froth at the mouth that much. But yeah, I don't like it when things go wrong.
Yeah, but things do go wrong. That's just
yes,
the nature
I know,
of the beast.
But I don't like it when things go wrong when I've already pointed out that things can go wrong.
Hey, look, we've got an offer in the chat by the looks of it. Beats Crate says he's a short guy.
Oh, how short are you, Beats Crates? How short?
Do contact John at chasingdissent.com. That's John at chasingdissent.com.
Oh, fucking hell, here we go. I'm gonna get slaughtered now. Email, put up the portcullis.
That is a real email address, by the way. John at chasingdissent.com. Send him your statistics, send him your stats, send him your height.
No naked dick pics.
No, we are not soliciting those. No.
No,
Very
naked.
professional here.
Women may feel free to send pictures. But no dick pics. 5 foot and a fart. He is pretty short. I think you only need to be like under. I think it's what is it? Is it 4 foot something? 4'4" or something to be an actual dwarf?
I'll tell you what, 5 foot's good enough.
It's fucking good enough for me, mate. I tower above you. Even Ben towers above you.
That's true.
You're in. Can you are you funny? And can you take a kicking? Because all the dwarfs need to be able to take a kicking, don't they? They always.
What, are you going to assault our dwarf now, are you?
They always get assaulted, and you got to throw them against Velcro walls and things. It's like, how far can you throw the dwarf challenge and that kind of thing? Can you imagine company barbecues without a dwarf? It would be no fun. I think you've broken Ben. So the question is, Ben, right? So should we reveal our new Sunday show?
Yes.
Should we reveal to our assembled multitude of audience here, all 5 of them, what we're going to do on Sundays?
I mean, technically speaking,
we're not doing anything. Well, I'll be doing stuff behind the scenes, but apart from that, should we reveal what we're going to do? Because the question then is this part of it?
No, it's not.
No, probably not.
No, it's definitely not.
New meaning to the term dwarf tossing. Indeed. Well, you see, dwarf tossing as we do it is an equal opportunity sport. It can be both male or female, or whatever gender you prefer or have in your handbag. You know, I don't know. Have you tossed a dwarf today?
Stop!
And then at Christmas we can dress him up as an elf.
Fuck!
Result. And then in fact we can dress him up as Jockey, right, and get him into number 10. You imagine sneaking him into Prime Minister's question. Oh, Prime Minister, will you take this question? Yes. I'll take that question. I'll take that question for 10.
Oh my god.
Can I have a pee, please, Bob?
Oh my god.
Oh. I remember this. We used to do this. Remember when we had our 2 and 3 hour long shows?
Yeah.
We used to go a bit off the rails on them sometimes.
Yeah, but
this is what Thursday nights is for.
Yeah, this is what Thursday nights are for, and this is.
But that means I'm going to have to start drinking on Thursday nights. Maybe we should just do the show on a Friday.
Maybe we should just do the show on a Friday. I don't mind.
Because then I prefer drinking I don't like to drink during the week.
And you know what? I might start drinking again.
You don't need to. You won't have time in between the laughter.
Do you know
what I don't understand though is why has someone left on Twitch? I mean, did I offend them? How could I? I mean, Beats Crates is still here and he's laughing.
Well, I hope people are laughing. It's, you know, let's face it. I am borderline dwarf, right? I am fucking tiny. That's a fact.
You're not tiny.
I'm not tall.
What are you, 5'6" or something?
Yeah, around about 5'8".
5'8". That's not tiny.
Yeah.
That's kind of Robert Carlyle sized.
Never ever compare me to Robert Carlyle.
Tom Cruise. You'd probably be edging Tom Cruise out. Just Jungle Griffin said Tom Cruise as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, okay, so go on, you tell them about our Sunday show while I have a little look on the internet.
What for? Worst?
No, I'm gonna make just shut up.
Right, on Sunday, what we're going to do is we're going to put a show up on Sunday, and it's going to be a compilation of the week's shows. So what it'll be is all the shows stitched together, so it'll be like 5 hours long, okay? And what we'll try and do is put chapters in it and timestamps, and we'll attach the slides for each day. And then hopefully, if we get a timestamp on each of those slides, you could basically go to the things you want to see or don't want to see if you haven't seen the shows. So you can catch up in, 5 hours. Then you can relive it all again.
You can indeed. Now.
Yes, Ben.
I'm going to direct you to, as it's anything goes, Dear Deirdre.
Shalene's already earmarked as a possible dwarf.
So we have Dear Deirdre for you tonight, John.
Okay.
So dear Deirdre has received this message on the 14th of October. Dear Deirdre, husband dumped me for a woman 10 years older. Now he's trying to kick me out. Dear Deirdre, after a lifetime together, my husband has left me for a woman of 61, and now he's trying to make me homeless. He frequently invites her to stay over in our house, and I overhear them having noisy sex. It makes me feel sick.
Yeah, I'm not really into this, to be fair.
No?
Well, it's quite depressing.
It is quite depressing, but it's also
I mean,
quite
we're
funny.
mocking people's real lives. At least when we're doing it, we're talking about hypothetical situations that only involve hypothetical creatures known as dwarfs.
No, but we're also mocking people's real lives all the time, John.
Yeah, but not like real people.
What do you mean not
We're
like-
only mocking celebrities and people that put themselves out there
I-
for the mocking.
Are they not real people?
No. Do you think they're real? Do you think Liz Truss is real? Do you think she feels? Do you think she feels pain? I think she's an AI bot. I mean, you've seen her. She walks about like one of those Japanese people, you know. She's like a non-player character in a computer game. That's what she's like.
Tell you what, she was alright when she was a teenager, though.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, John.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, John.
Hi, Ben. Wait for me. That's what she's like. She is. She's like an NPC. And Joe Biden, he's an NPC that's gone off the rails.
So that press conference she did today, I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it. It was 9 minutes long, John.
No, it's not a cheesy clip show. Yeah, I heard that. 9 minutes long, but it's not a cheesy clip show. It's just a stitching together of 5 shows. So there's no clips in it. It's just going to be the whole thing.
So we could put that out as a podcast as well.
What?
2 podcasts a week. One of the stitching together of the 5 shows.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work as a podcast because of all the visual elements.
And this show, well, the other interpretation of this show.
This show would work as a podcast.
Yeah, well, you can put it out as a podcast if you'd like.
Yeah, I might.
But the other interpretation of the podcast, of this show, we are affectionately calling Chasing Dissent All In, will be put out every week as a podcast, won't it, John?
I think this is the first episode of Chasing Dissent. All in.
You think so?
Hey, we've been all in so far.
I mean, and so far we've only received a minor abuse as well.
From a minor or from... or was it abuse off a minor? Or was it just minor abuse?
Beats Crate says more rights for short people.
I'm with you, Bates Crates. I think it's atrocious what's been done to your people.
Solidarity, brother.
Your people.
Steph, right
You
here.
and your people. You stand up. Stand up. No, he is standing up. Stand up for short people. No, down. Sit down for short people so they look taller.
Steph right here appears to be really enjoying the show.
Good. No, do you know if you gave us money on Ko-fi right now, your name would come up on screen and we would go, yay!
I mean, that's true. Look,
That's cool.
Hold on,
That's true.
That's true.
let me try and circle it with the mouse. There we go. Look. Oh, look. There's the link right there.
Support us at ko-fi.com/Chasing Dissent.
I don't know if you can click that on the screen. It probably can't, but still, looks cool. I like it.
No, it doesn't appear to be clickable, but even so, still cool.
Still looks cool.
It does look cool.
And
Looks even cooler when you put money in because then it comes up with a message and it reads it out to the assembled multitudes.
you can give us a message through there, and then it will come out on the on the screen.
And it could
it
say,
talks-
I mean, you could say something about, support short people.
and any money that we do raise at the moment will go towards our probably failed effort to try and get to the United States for the midterms.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Send us to the States. Get rid of us.
Because do you know what? I would rather do the stream from there than here. And the reason that is because if I'm doing it from there, I'm not up all night.
That's true.
That's true.
It is
That's
true.
true.
It is true. Jesse says that I am short for a guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's in that scooter thing most of the time, so he always looks short anyway.
Be careful now, John.
Careful, being careful.
Be very, very careful with the words that you use next.
I don't know what you mean.
Just be careful.
Okay. Somebody said today that they thought Nicola Sturgeon might have been born a male. I think that was a bit harsh.
I
Tried to do that with a straight face.
I mean, it definitely warrants investigation, wouldn't you think?
Well, she's always been known as a she. She comes from Irvine, which is kind of, if you know Scotland at all, Glasgow is a bit of a shithole in a lot of places. And there's a part of Glasgow called Pollock, which is a real shithole. And the overspill from Pollock were kind of relocated to Kilwinning, which is just right next door to Irvine. And then when you put the inbreds from Irvine with the inbreds from the Pollock people that have been moved to Kilwinning, you end up with some fucking horror stories. It's like an open air lab. You know, it's like something out of, what was that, Half-Life? It really was. I mean, I've come across people moonbathing and Kilwinning.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes, Ben.
What you get is Nicola Sturgeon. That's the result.
Yeah, yeah. Who was known as Seaweed at college.
Okay.
Because only the tide would take her out.
Thought she was known as Jimmy Cranky before all of this.
Well, yeah, because she's quite short and annoyingly like Jimmy Cranky.
Looks exactly like Jimmy Cranky.
Yeah.
It's uncanny. Uncanny, John.
She looks more like Elton John, to be fair.
No, that's her mum.
She is the bastard son. Yeah, but there's a family resemblance there with a big square jaw and everything, isn't there? Square head.
What's a famous
She can't play football. She can't play football because she tries to head the ball, it hits one of the corners and bursts.
Please understand that this show is purely for comedic and entertainment value only. It's not really all that serious. We are trying.
Of course, it's comedic and entertainment.
We are trying to make you and ultimately us laugh, right? When you get to the end of the week, and I think you're right, John. I think we need to do this on a Friday night because when you get to the end of the week and you've had 5 of our shows that are just giving you very serious.
Yeah, you'd be ready. You'd be ready to commit sucky side, wouldn't you, mate?
Yeah, no. With the news going on at the moment, to be able to just come back on a Friday evening and just take the piss,
Kick
have a laugh.
back. Let it all happen.
I think it needs to happen. I think it needs to happen every week. I think this needs to be Chasing Dissent all in. I think you're absolutely right.
This is it. Chasing Dissent all in. And I'm just pouring some more wine into my glass.
Yeah.
Top me up. I'm all in.
Yeah. I think. Well, have you finished your wine bottle?
No.
Well, you just said you're all in. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
I know. I just said that for
Really?
dramatic effect. It's nothing to do with. It's nothing to do with having drank it all. I'm still drinking it. I'm not a complete lush, you know.
I was going to say, are we going to need to call a program, John?
Call a program. You want to go? You had enough?
No, as in a rehab centre.
Oh, what the fuck? Can you get drink at it? I'm not going if you can't get drink.
I remember once we were doing a show. It was actually while you were just the night before you were going to board to come back from France to England, and you were doing it from your car.
Yeah.
And I was doing it from here, and our trolls were watching. Our wonderful, wonderful trolls were watching and commenting on the show between themselves on Twitter, and they said, John's getting pissed like the alcoholic he is, and Ben's smoking weed.
Oh, I've never seen you smoke weed.
No, they said this was a joke.
Oh, because it was a vape.
Yeah.
I've seen your wife do roll-ups, but I've never seen anyone do weed. Well, I'll rephrase that. I have seen people do weed, but I've never seen you or your wife do weed.
No, Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And believe me, if I was going to smoke weed, like my GP has told me to, by the way.
To
My
smoke weed? Would he give you a prescription for it?
He offered me a prescription for
Well, there you go.
something,
Why not?
but he did turn around and tell me that I should actually just obtain it and smoke. Whoa.
Thank you from John and Ben. Welcome, Steph.
Why you go, whoa?
Hello, Steph. Thank you very, very much for the donation on Ko-fi.
Oh, what happened? Did we get... Oh, yes! Well done, Steph! Yay! I told you to go, way!
It popped up on screen.
It did! It popped up on screen! Well done! 3 times thumbs up!
Yeah, no, thank you.
Cheers!
Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. It
It
worked.
did work.
It worked.
There you go. See, technology, it's wonderful when it goes well.
It
Not
is.
so good if you're trying to use your home broadband to bomb another country, though.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
So let's talk for a minute then. Let's talk for a minute about what's been going on this afternoon, stroke this evening since our show.
Oh,
We have a new Chancellor, don't we, John?
yeah. This guy's slightly to the right of Xi Jinping, is he not?
Well, he very much admires what Xi Jinping did with the Chinese lockdowns.
Well, I very much admire what Xi Jinping did with Eeyore, but I'm not going to go into that right now.
I like too much honey.
Although he still never put a smile on Eeyore's face, did he?
So Jeremy Hunt, the man that, and I, you can fact check me on this because this is true. The man that called for children to be removed from their parents and placed
That's
in
true.
COVID quarantine facilities.
Mm-hmm.
The man that has advocated a zero COVID policy.
That's true.
The man, like I said, that has admired Xi Jinping for his authoritarian COVID lockdowns.
That's true.
Is now second in command of the country.
As Chancellor, well, I suppose Chancellor is second in command, really,
Yeah,
because
it
the deputy PM that we had to look up today, even though it was only like, what, 3 weeks since they'd elected them.
Yep.
So the person who's the deputy PM is Theresa Coffey. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't make this shit up, can you?
I mean, they are making this shit up as they go along. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
I
doing.
know. And then, of course, they also put up the corporation tax, didn't they?
So you're going to declare bankruptcy, aren't you, John?
Oh, for fuck's sake! I mean, how's a small business that's barely got through, in fact, has really scraped by on I don't know what hope and farts, right? How's it supposed to then pay 25% corporation tax? That's a quarter of what you make as profit goes to the government. That's just legalized theft because that money's already been taxed. Because that money that you're paying for, well, in this case, a gym membership, in other cases, you know, you're paying for food, you're paying for petrol, you're paying for something else. So you're paying with money that's been taxed, that you've received and had to pay tax on, and then you go out and you get taxed on the goods that you've just bought because, you know, 20% of that would be VAT, right? And then you've got to pay a further 25% on the profit. So that's now 45% goes on profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's mental. How the fuck is a company? How's an economy supposed to grow? Ben, you're an economist. Tell me,
In another life.
if you want to grow an economy, do you put up corporation tax?
Simple answer?
Yeah, go on.
No.
No, you don't. I think our corporation tax is what, double that of Ireland's now?
It will be
Double?
Double what Ireland is, yeah.
And Ireland's a shithole, right? I mean, Ireland's
Put it
just
this way.
fucking... Ireland's lost it.
Put it this
So
way.
double Ireland's highest in Europe?
Yes.
Highest in Europe?
highest, yeah. So this is not going to incentivize any kind of multi-billion or multinational corporations to come here or to grow here, right?
No, it's just going to kill small business. That's all it's going
It's
to.
not even going to just kill small business. It's going to make major businesses want to look for a more attractive alternative.
I remember when I was at university, I remember doing a tabletop exercise regarding a company that was struggling to meet its needs.
Right.
This was in economics, and we were doing a role playing exercise, and I was the freaking CEO. Imagine putting me in charge of a company.
You're in charge of one.
Yeah, okay. So I'm the CEO, right? I'm the CEO, and the unions come to us, and we have them negotiation about them wanting to raise prices and things like that. But we're getting squeezed by suppliers, and I mean, you've got all these things to take into account. And I'm saying to unions, look, we can't give you a wage rise just now because we're not getting enough in sales, right? So we're not selling enough. We're not getting enough money in, and our costs of production have risen.
Yeah.
So we can't give you any more money because then our cost of production will outweigh what we're bringing in, and we'll end up with nothing. And ultimately the choice was you either give them the money or you relocate the factory to Taiwan.
Yeah.
Hello! Taiwan! I'm flying lice! I'm flying lice on a Mai Tai, please!
Look.
I moved the company to Taiwan!
Of course you did. Because when we look at the corporation tax situation here in the UK, and you look at a company like McDonald's or Burger King or even KFC, you know, these major fast food conglomerates, right?
Yeah.
If you've noticed, the more and more you go into these places, the more and more of these fucking kiosks you see. Just they're screens, touch screens, so you can make your order on them and then go and collect your order at desk.
Yeah.
Now these are going to become more and more and more prevalent, and I would say self-service checkouts at the supermarkets are going to increase.
I went to Morrison's today to buy some wine. I went towards the checkouts. There was like 2 or 3 checkout operators on,
and then the rest was just automation, self-service.
All the automated stuff was mobbed. There was a girl sitting at the at one of her checkouts, empty, and I rolls up and goes, "Don't like to see you bored, love." Starts putting this stuff on, and she's like, you have a chat with them, you have a bit of banter, you give them the cash, and then you fuck off.
So
and it's a transaction, and it feels like you've gone and bought something. Whereas when you go to the self-service stuff, it's like, beep, beep. Why the fuck am I not getting paid for this? Because that's my first question. Why don't I get a discount? Because I'm not a fucking Morrison's employee, yet you've got me working as a checkout operator. So either give me a discount or fuck off with your automation.
Well, no, the automation is simply so that they can fire staff to cover the cost of the raising things like corporation tax. Because
I fucking hate it. I love Aldi here because they've still got no automation, right?
Yeah, but let me give you an example.
When the queue gets big, it's always checkout operator to number 6, member staff to number 4. Good. And then they go, we're opening number 4, we're opening number 6. You know?
But let me give you an example. Like in the United States, there was this fight for a $15 minimum wage. Yeah, and that's what they wanted across the board.
Small business can't do that. That's the problem. But small business can't. You can't give someone a $15.
You can't do that.
If we had to give people a 15 quid an hour minimum wage,
you've got 2 choices. You would either go bust, you would fire half or all of your staff, or you'd raise your membership prices to a point to cover the excess, and that would reflect badly upon your consumer, and your consumer base would ultimately go down, right? It's unsustainable. It's not sustainable for any small business to be doing these sorts of things, and we see something similar here in the UK. They're fighting for like a £15 minimum wage.
Trudy's been blocked by James Melville.
What was the tweet?
What was the tweet, Trudy? What was the tweet? Tell us the tweet.
I do want to know.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ben, but this is one of those occasions that it's fucking I'm gagging to find out what this is.
No, yeah, me too.
Yeah, come on, tweet. Come on, Trudy. Tell us the tweet. Send a link. Send a link.
I'm going to check.
Do you follow what's Trudy's name on?
I'm not 100% sure what the handle is.
Oh. Come on, Trudy.
I don't want to give
Trudy.
Trudy's handle out on.
No, we don't want to dox you. We just want to know. We just want to know what the tweet was.
We've spoke about James.
The one you
Melville.
read out earlier, the one about lockdown. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, okay, because we spoke about James Melville earlier on this show because he's
Yeah,
done it
we did.
again, Trudy.
Yeah.
He's done it today.
He's
Repeated everything I said on the show, but passed it off as his own tweet. He's done
give
it
him
again.
We gave him a hammering yesterday about it as well.
It's nuts. But you know,
So-
like John said, sincerest form of flattery and all that.
Yeah. So what I did want to say, I wanted to go back to Luke Martin, 1987, just in time for winter, and the BBC cases are going up. Interesting timing. Yes, that is interesting timing. But having said that, Luke, there is nothing in Euromomo to say that deaths are increasing in the UK. At the moment, all our deaths are still trending down. So our excess death is trending down. So we're still below average for excess death.
Yeah. No.
Germany has picked up. Some of Europe starting to pick up as well now, but we were still well below.
Militant Mushroom has offered an idea in the chat. He says, send
An
Mr.
invoice.
Melville a bill. Yeah, send him an invoice.
Send them an invoice. That's an idea. Maybe we should
Maybe we should.
Intellectual property theft.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
I guess plagiarism. We'll say plagiarism is a sincerest form of flattery, not imitation. Plagiarism.
Plagiarism. Are you enjoying the show, people? Are you enjoying this show?
I'm enjoying the show.
If anyone watches this and has seen the more regular shows, what's better?
Well,
Or is it just different? Because if it's just different, that's fine.
I couldn't do a show like this every single day.
Oh, no. This is a once a week job.
Yeah, this is once a week.
Yeah, because if you did this every day, you'd be like, one, you'd be an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. Two, we'd be a puddle. And we might actually be thin if we did this every day.
That's true.
That's true.
And three, we would run out of funny material, I guess.
Yeah. You've got to store this kind of stuff up.
I mean, you say store this. We don't rehearse any of this. Nothing
No,
gets rehearsed.
it's not rehearsed, but you know, your brain picks up on everything that's going on around you, doesn't it? And then it just boom. It's like a dump. This is like a dump for us. It's just, well, when I say dump, I don't mean a toilet type dump. I mean like it's just a brain dump. You know, we're just getting everything out, and it's just. Bleh.
Oh, did you
Sorry,
see?
was that too graphic?
Did you see the Just Stop Oil people were out this afternoon? They
yeah, spraying Scotland Yard.
Yeah, they sprayed the
You're
Scotland
not saying
Yard
well,
sign.
right? So this sucks. This is not right. Okay, Scotland Yard is the police station in London, right?
They are being
it's the
arrested.
headquarters. Yeah, but they might be being arrested. But how the fuck do you turn up with a paint sprayer? You've got to pump it up. You've got media there. You've got people with cameras. That's all set up before you start spraying, and then they film it all, and there's not a cop in sight. Get to fuck.
Because
you know that's a setup. And the same thing, you do not get to go up to Van Gogh's fucking sunflowers and spread tomato sauce over it. It's a setup. The whole thing's a setup. This is fake. It's fake. It's staged. I guarantee that wasn't Van Gogh's painting that was out there. I'm sure that was a copy.
Well, yeah, you could
Sure it was a
right.
copy.
But remember, it would have been behind glass either way.
Doesn't matter. It's a copy. It's fucking. That's not. Well, it didn't look like it was behind glass. But anyway, the whole thing is fake. And you can't do that in Scotland. There's no fucking way you'd do that in Scotland. There must be guys with guns there, for fuck's sake. The whole thing's ridiculous.
I can actually tell you, whenever we go out on a freedom march, a protest, whenever I've covered one of those, and we go down past Scotland Yard, there's at least 30 or 40 police officers outside protecting the building.
Yeah, there's no way that happened. No way that happened without collusion. That happened with collusion.
I think you
the
could
government's
be right.
in it. I actually well, someone said something on Twitter, and they said it looked more like MI5 than just Stop Oil.
Well, these Just Stop Oil protesters are, if they are for real, so let's take them at their word. Let's take all of these Roger Hallam linked climate activist groups at their word, right?
Yeah, okay.
They're fucking morons. A lot of
No,
them.
they're not. They're really, really smart people.
Well, what makes you say that?
Because they're not working for you and me. They're working for the government. And I might sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist now, but these people are plants. And they're either undercover, stirring up other, mummies, boys and girls and, middle-aged, middle-class people to come and do bad things, or old grannies to come and smash stuff. But these guys that are running these things are plants.
Let's watch it.
They are agents of government. I'm convinced of it.
Let's
convinced
watch it.
of it.
Let's watch it. Let's watch this video
okay,
from
let's
Talk
watch
TV.
it.
Give me a second. Right, we've got it here. So you can hear it as well. You can't, John, but they can.
Because we live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty, and yet we are holding innocent protesters, peaceful protesters, in prison, and all they're doing is standing up to the corrupt government and the corporations. Joshua Smith is in prison, and he's been there for 7 months. We are innocent until proven guilty. Joshua Smith is in prison for 7 months for peacefully protesting against his corrupt government and corporations. We will not stand by and let this government destroy our country. We love our country. We love the people in our country. We're going to be on the right side of history. Anyone who loves their country should be on the right side of history. People are being held for peacefully protesting against corrupt government and corporations that are going to destroy this country and this world that we love.
That's all right. You know what? I kind of was defending their right to protest, right? But it's too obvious now. They've jumped the shark. They've gone too far. This is funded by government. This is an inside job.
I mean, look how much paint she managed to spray. She managed to cover the entire sign, the steps, before
it's a setup, mate. The whole thing's a setup. There is no way that is not a setup.
If it is, then fine. But if it's also real, if it is real, then that
Steph's
just
right. I think. Well, Steph's right.
They do always appear to be ginger as well. Remember that girl that was an actress at that protest, and then we got them glamour shots of her with her hands behind her back, staring deeply into the camera with her mask on.
Yeah. And she wasn't even handcuffed.
At the old Sarah Everard protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and she was definitely not a plant. She was definitely
She was definitely what?
She was definitely not a plant, right?
Yeah, definitely not. Not. You know, and it's like the ones that aren't plants have been cajoled into it. Do you ever watch? Watch Who Dares Wins? Did you ever see that?
The National Lottery Show?
No, Who Dares Wins, the movie with Lewis Collins. He's an SAS guy.
I have. No.
He's an. You should actually watch it. It's an old movie, right? But he's an SAS guy undercover.
Yeah.
And he's deep undercover, and he's shagging some activist bitch from something like a Just Stop Oil type thing. And you know, I'm convinced that's how. Well, I'll tell you what. That is how police operations do work.
Yeah. No, you know
and
what?
I can tell you that.
I am not shocked. I am not surprised in any way, shape, or form. So like Soram just says here, just like all the police infiltrating the animal rights / footy fans.
Look at the guy that ended up fucking making one of them pregnant, didn't he? Do you remember that?
I
do. Okay, I'm sorry, Trudy. He was making love. As part of his job, mind you. Because he then was going back to his wife and kids. Yeah, I think she did so.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You animal rights thing.
yeah. So that was good. Yeah, I mean the whole thing, and that the sunflower thing that's a setup as well. You don't. I mean, who the fuck lets you in with a tin of tomato soup?
I mean, it's a national.
Do you not have to
gallery.
go through like a scanner to go in these places?
This one's a free to get in, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, you're telling me in London that you can go into the National Gallery without any kind of check of your bag or person?
Well, I'm telling you, you definitely can't do it now.
Yeah.
But
I'm dubious. I'm dubious.
Well, I will say this, and I will say this because I have been to the Tate Modern on many occasions, right? Just to look at the really shit art and laugh at it.
Yeah.
I've never been checked or scanned or anything going in there.
Yeah, well, they do a quick bag check. Well, aren't you going to go, hello, love, you can't bring in a tin of tomato soup.
Well, you know, all I'm saying is this. Like I said, I've been in the Tate Modern.
and let's face it, a tin of tomato soup isn't something that's easily concealed upon a skinny young girl's person.
Well, Trudy has just said that she's going to go in with a pot noodle.
Okay. I tell you what, see if you can get a kettle in as well.
Sit down, plug it in.
I'll let you off if it's one of those, camping kettles, single serving, but that would be a scream. What are you doing, love? I'm just having my lunch.
Sora makes a point here, doesn't he? It's very middle class, isn't it? Heinz soup, I mean, it's well pricey. Aldi soup for the masses.
Yeah. If you're going to spoil it, spoil the best.
Exactly right, John. I'm.
That whole thing's just ridiculous.
It is.
I'm like, what are they trying to do with it? What's this? Right. See the whole Just Stop Oil thing?
Yeah.
Right. What's the basis? What's the fight here? I don't get it. I think I consider myself semi-intelligent, right? I have 2 degrees, one a higher degree, and I can't figure out where the Just Stop Oil thing works out for anyone to any benefit, because oil's used in almost everything we do.
Yeah,
it's not just powering your car and your heating, right? That's nothing. You can do that with biofuels if you had to, right? But oil's used in everything else. It's used in manufacturing. It's used in plastics. It's used in clothing. It's in everything. So you stop oil, you stop the 21st century.
Wasn't it Just Stop Oil who recently turned up at a cooking oil factory?
Yes, it was. And blocked the tanker drivers. The tanker driver gets out and goes, "This is a cooking oil factory." And they went, "Oh, well, stop oil." And I think it was rapeseed oil he was carrying as well. Which is that fucking horrible fucking weed-like yellow plant that grows everywhere in the summer, all over France and all over rural parts of Scotland. I guess you've got a lot of it in England as well.
We do, yeah.
Where they take it, and you can't squeeze the oil out of that plant. You have to mechanically recover it. Now, as soon as you use the words mechanically recovered, you know you're not getting a quality product.
If you ever look at most Frankfurters...
Oh, mechanically recovered meat. Yeah, know that's not a quality product.
Most Frankfurters will be mechanically recovered chicken.
See, if you want to go and get a proper Frankfurter, go to Germany.
I can't afford to go to Germany, John.
If you want, well, you went to France.
Yeah,
it's only another 500 miles down the road.
I spent a very long time saving the money to go to France, and do you know what?
Okay.
Do you know what? I am fucking glad I didn't drive any further, because if I had enough fuel to get back to the UK, John.
Yeah, well, if you went to Germany, you'd have got refueled. Because they don't have a fuel shortage. There's no fuel shortage in France. They just have a problem getting into the petrol stations.
Yeah, they do. They have a real problem. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
well,
s-
yeah.
I've
I
seen
mean, if
it.
the tanker drivers are on strike because they want more money because they're
Remember,
bloody bastards.
remember the gendarme.
Okay.
Remember what
Yeah.
what they're doing, and I can tell you, I've seen this
I-
firsthand.
If you could have videoed that, I would have put it to Benny Hill on a short.
Yeah. They drove off the Eurotunnel. I'm going to give it to you play by play again. They drove off the Eurotunnel in their very marked, siren-laden police cars, drove up the hill, drove right, drove down the hill. When you come down the hill on your right-hand side, there is an Esso garage. And they went in. That's what they were doing. They came all the way to Folkestone to fill their fucking tanks. And they're just going round and round. And I bet they're doing it 2 or 3 at a time. Just sending them down. Because like I said, Sunday when I went over, there were people in French police cars going back to France on the same train we were on.
Yep.
They'd just done the same, hadn't they? They'd just done the same. They've been doing it all fucking week. They've been getting on the Eurotunnel, going into Esso, filling up their tanks, going round to the Eurotunnel entrance, and going back. What they're doing.
See, when I was in the police, we had our own filling station.
They do here.
No, I mean, they weren't filling stations. We had our own petrol pump.
They do here.
Oh, right. Okay.
We have a local police depot in the next town over called Polegate. They have their own diesel pumps.
Yeah, we had that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's sensible because you're buying it in bulk, so you're getting it cheaper.
Yeah.
And you've got a guaranteed supply.
Well, maybe the gendarmes would have their own, and they were the first to run out.
No, the gendarmes don't. The gendarmes don't have any infrastructure at all. French are fucking idiots. They are complete and utter idiots. Because
fact check,
possibly,
accurate.
Yeah, possibly because of their bureaucracy, would be like, oh no, you can't have that because then you would have to have a safety certificate for this and a guy and a fireman and they'd probably need all this fucking safety stuff all wrapped around it, and it's like, yeah, no.
Do you know what? Individual French people, there are many of them who I love dearly, right? Mm-hmm. However, as a whole, they are rather arrogant as a people, I find, especially in the cities.
Especially in the cities, the French are a strange combination because they are lovely people and they will go out their way to help you out.
And I know many who are like that.
Yeah, but they are also on occasion arseholes.
On occasion.
Having said that, that kind of applies here as well. There are lovely people here who will go out their way to help you out, and there are other people who are just fucking arseholes.
But I will say one thing that I absolutely fucking love about France, and that is their roads.
Yeah. Well, they generally don't tend to be full of fucking holes.
No, they don't. And when they are full of fucking holes, they fix them.
Yeah, they actually do. I mean, I drove about rural France for a year and a half on single track roads, and the roads are fine. The only thing you have to worry about is the car coming the other way because it's a single track road and neither of you slow down.
It's a game of chicken.
It's not even a game of
lose.
No, nobody's going to lose if you do it right. If you do it right, everything's fine because you're fucking barreling down the road at 80, 90, 100 kilometers an hour or whatever. You're barreling down the road and there's a car barreling towards you and you're both in the middle of the road and you both maintain your position. This is the secret, right, of driving in rural France. You maintain your position in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Because if you start to deviate, you have given up your position and the other driver is now going, I have won.
I just want
to before you know it, you'll be completely off the road going through a fucking field of corn. So you keep your position until the last possible minute and then you both, as one, go to the side and put one wheel off the road and pass each other.
I just want to take
gaily, without even acknowledging each other. You just fucking whoosh and then back in the middle of the road and barrel on again. That's how it's done if you're doing it right. If you're English and you give way, you end up in a fucking field.
So I just want to give a quick pause at this moment to ask anybody watching this on YouTube, if you could please put a like on the video, we'd really appreciate it. And not only that, if you want to, feel free, give it a share. Just click that share button, it's down there.
Yeah,
Click it.
yeah.
Share it out on social media.
Ooh.
I would be really, really appreciative of you doing that. So it has been an interesting week this week, hasn't it, John?
Indeed it has.
But let's...
I'd like to draw your attention actually to Soram's last tweet. He's been invited to have a treat. A double treat.
Well, a single coof treat.
A single
and
treat
flume
for
treat.
double. Yeah, yeah. But it's all or nothing. So that's interesting, isn't it?
My grandmother had the same because
Oh fucking hell.
I love her dearly, and she's, you know, she's living in a bit of denial.
Yeah, I'm hoping that your grandmother is one of these people who are resistant to everything.
She appears to be.
Yeah, which is good, because she's had like a stack by now, hasn't she?
She's had a stack, and she's had a flu, and she just did 4 days at Disneyland.
Yeah, so yeah, I think your grandmother is in the indestructible category, which is good.
Yeah, I
right?
would hope so.
But you know, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Soram's not an old man. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. But the thing is, I'm not an old man. Yes, I am vulnerable, and I keep getting harangued and harassed about these. I just don't talk about it anymore. Right?
But you know what? See, when I look at these things and I think, if I'm vulnerable, why would you want to put them in me?
Well, exactly right.
Because if you think about it, the chance of catching it is teeny, tiny, smaller than a dwarf. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, I just want to address Trudy here, because she says, my parents are having theirs tomorrow, and I've tried.
Oh, God.
No, because listen, ultimately, all we can do is be there for these people.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, we're all adults, they're all adults, and they think they're doing what's right for them. And if there are any consequences, they have to deal with those consequences, but that doesn't mean that we don't be there for them and we don't help them. They have made their own choices, they have made their own decisions, and that's ultimately all that we ever advocate is people do that. Now, any consequences that come from any of those decisions, no matter what those decisions are, whether you have something or don't have something, that is ultimately on you. Now, all we can do is give people information, all we can do is direct people to information, but ultimately, if we were to demand that people didn't do things, we would be no better than the people that demand that they do. So we've got to take a step back, and we've got to ultimately say to people, we will support you as a human being. We don't, your medical decisions are yours and yours alone. They don't belong to us, but please just make sure that you know what you're doing. That's all we can say to people.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and it is hard, and I've been there.
And for God's sake, people, don't do things because you want to go on holiday.
No.
You don't need to do that.
And I'm a testament to that, right? Because I know how there's always ways around these things. Put it that way. Me and John are both.
How many countries have I been through in the last 2 years, Ben?
Well, exactly. A lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's double figures now, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need. There are ways and means and ways around things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do these things to go on holiday.
Well, exactly right. And like I say, that doesn't mean that you're banned from going on holiday. That's not going to stop you from going on holiday if you know what you are doing.
Maybe a different holiday. Maybe a different holiday.
Or you just, you
go a different way.
Go a different way. And you still go and do what you want. Isn't that right, Barry?
Yeah, that's right, Barry. Hey, Susan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you even travel to other countries, don't you?
You travel.
Well, they ask for your travel documents, which are your travel documents, i.e., your regular passport, and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's lockdown in Germany, but hey, come on in. You have a passport. Proceed.
And if you're
have a lovely stay.
And if you're driving into a country that at the time that had all of these, let's say British restrictions when you returned, like France. And they said you have to quarantine for 2 weeks if you've been in France, but you've been driving. You just say, been in Germany.
Yeah.
Been in Germany.
I've just driven straight across France from Germany.
Prove otherwise. Prove otherwise.
Indeed.
And you don't have to, or you just do as I did. And when you turn up to border control, and they don't mention the passenger locator form, you just go, here's my passport.
Yeah, when you turn up to border control, they're more concerned about whether your dog's microchipped or not.
Yep. Fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, me and you, once again, we get the border control coming back to the UK. We're supposed to be doing this, that, and the other. Show this passport, show that passport. And all we do is hand over our actual passport. They say, fuck all. And you just go, just keep driving.
The guy puts up this fucking pole where what looks like a plastic donut on the end, and he's going, and I goes, what do you want me to do with that? And he's going, dog? And I goes, that's not a dog.
John, I'm going to exclusively tell people how I got into France. I'm going to do it.
Go on, mate.
This is really,
you might as well bust them.
This is really how I got into France when a treatment passport was required. Right, first of all, I was willing to be turned back. That was my first thing. So we drove up to Eurotunnel. It was about 6:30 on a Sunday morning, and I chose this time on purpose. And the reason I chose
change of shift,
not just change of shift, but it's 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
people are not alert. People are not wanting to do everything. They're just wanting to do whatever. Yeah, 6:30 in the morning on Sunday. Yeah. So I rolls up to the check-in booth. They've turned off the automatic things because now they're back on. You just drive up usually, and it prints you a hanger, and you drive on through. You don't speak to anybody. They've got the windows open, and she looks at us and she goes, "Are you all double jabs?" And I looked at her and went, "Yeah." Yeah. I actually shrugged my shoulders. I went, "Yeah," and she went, "Enjoy your holiday." That's it. I'm in.
But technically, you were.
No. Well, that's complicated, and not something we should talk about because I don't know the. Legal,
I thought you were going to expose.
No,
okay.
I don't know the legal implications of that bit, and that's all we'll say about that.
Okay.
But okay. I will go a little bit deeper. My files might say something that isn't, and that's all I'll say.
Right. Okay. And I would say mine don't
discern from that from what you want.
Yeah. Mine say nothing. And during that time, from 2020 to 2022, I travelled through 12 countries.
Well, we discovered a loophole, and that's all I will say. And John knows this loophole in full, but we discovered a loophole.
Yeah, well, yeah. Uh-huh. But the only time I ever used that loophole was Disneyland Paris.
Yes, chin chin. And we had a great time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So I discovered a loophole that could affect your files without ever having to do anything. Put it that way. And it was free.
But everywhere else I went on the strength of I had a passport, and that was all I required.
Trudy says
and people have said to me when I've said these things, and they've said to me, and how could you possibly have travelled through 8, 9, 10 countries? And I said, because no one ever asked for anything.
And you know what? Nobody ever asked for anything. And the thing that I did produce at Disneyland Paris did not ever belong to me, did it, John?
No. Well, the one I produced didn't belong to me either.
No, I was a 40-something-year-old woman named Susan for my trip at Disneyland Paris.
Mm-hmm. You were.
I was. And the thing is,
and a damn good-looking Susan at that.
And the thing is, the details came up on their thing, and it was only on the Wednesday. It was the Wednesday. I rolled up.
Oh, but come on! You know what? If this had been like 10 years ago, you'd never got away with it.
No, but it's because of wokeness that I got away with
Yeah.
this.
Well, yeah.
So-
you because I would have got away with mine, but you'd never have got away with yours.
So I'll tell you what I did, right? I rolled up to the security on my mobility scooter, and I've got a screenshot. It's just a screenshot, and I show him the QR code. They scan it, and he looks at the thing, and he looks at me, and he looks.
And
at
obviously
the
it's
thing,
coming up with Susan, blah blah blah.
He looks at it, and in her 40s, and he's looking at the thing, and he's looking at me, and he's looking puzzled.
Well, you could pass for 40.
And he calls his mate over. He calls his mate over. And points
Jean-Luc.
No. He points at my QR code, and he's like, and he gets his mate to scan it.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
So his mate scans it, and obviously
He goes, oh, oui.
he looks at it, and he just looked at me, and he only ever said one thing, and he just went, "Okay."
Exactly,
That's
so
it.
armed.
That's it.
Exactly, so armed. So, 10, 15 years ago, you'd never have got away with that. Never.
You know what? I thought we were rumbled. I really did think.
Yeah,
we
but
were
you'd
rumbled.
never have got away with it 10 years ago.
But you know, like Trudy says, saucy Susan.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember stopping a guy once in Pollokshaws Road in a Volkswagen Golf, a red Volkswagen Golf, if I recall correctly, and you'll read about this in the book.
The book that will never happen.
and I pulled him over because he had a duff tail light, and pulled him over, and I walked up the car, and he winds the window down, and there's this person in the driving seat with a short skirt on, stockings, okay, all done up to the nines, makeup with scattergun set to whore, a la Simpsons, right? And I'm going, I said, you have a defective taillight. Do you have your driving license on you by any chance? And they said, yes, I do, officer. And I said, can I see it? And they said, and he gave it over, and I said, thank you. And I looked and I goes, well, Stephen. I said, you do have a defective tail light. However, prepare to overlook it. Will you provide me a specimen of breath for a breath test? Having committed a moving traffic offence? He goes, yes, officer, I will. I just called him Stephen because that was what the name was on the driving license.
Well, my name was Susan whilst we were at Disneyland Paris, and a fantastic Susan I was, and even the show that we did that night. We rubbed the salt in a little bit further, didn't we, by doing a show, admitting what we'd done, whilst staying the night on their property.
In the van.
In the van.
And then we got attacked by the alien face hugger.
Yeah.
And there's actually a short on our channel about that, because that was mental. People around us were starting to sound their horns and telling us to shut up because of the noise was so loud.
Yeah.
From Ben mainly.
Laughing and screaming, kill it!
Kill it with fire! What is that? It's a fucking French face hugger! I think it was just like, what do you call them things? Those bugs with a shield bug. I think it was just one of them.
Do you know
but
what?
It landed with a thump that actually made the table vibrate, didn't it?
There was one on the back of my car. As obviously we're in the same place. There was one on the back of my car the day before yesterday when we went to and it was fucking massive.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I mean, people say, oh, it's just a shield. You show them a picture and they go, it's just a shield bug. But you don't understand. In France, everything's 10 times bigger.
Fucking massive. The one on the back of my car, I was like, what the hell is that? I looked at the wife and I went, it's happening again.
I've still got scars on my leg from the bites I had in France. I mean, do you remember seeing my legs?
Yeah. Yeah,
and they've still got scars on them. They're still healing.
Do you know what?
God.
I've got emotional scars from identifying as Susan for a day.
Your ass, you loved it.
I very nearly put on women's clothes that day.
Oh, I'm all in.
It's that time of night, folks. It is that time. This has been I've enjoyed this so far.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's good because it's just
you and me. It's just you and me having a laugh.
It's just light-hearted. It's just taking the piss. Farage is trending. Shall we see why Farage is trending?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a look.
I
See what...
knew.
Farage is a strange. Did you ever watch Farscape? No.
Sort of.
Farscape was a kind of brilliant program.
Right.
It probably didn't help. Well, it depends how you look at it. I was basically in love with Claudia Black. I thought she was fucking gorgeous in Farscape.
Okay, so I'll tell you why. Carry on.
Okay, never mind.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I apologise.
But there was a thing in Farscape that looked like Nigel Farage. In fact, I tell you what, you do what you're doing, and I'll go and see if I can find a thing in Farscape that I think looked like Nigel Farage.
So I'll give you an amount of time. I'll read 2 tweets to you. There has been 22 days between Nigel Farage posting these 2 tweets, and this is why he is trending. Right? Shall I give you the first one?
Yeah, go on.
First one was Nigel Farage tweeting on the 23rd of September. Today was the best Conservative budget since 1986.
That was a mini budget. It just happened.
Yeah, that was the mini budget.
Right.
So let me repeat that. 23rd of September. We now go to the 14th of October, today, 22 days later. After 12 years of Tory misrule, we need a realignment in British politics.
He's another Melville. He just jumps on ship, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he
right.
does.
So I've got an image here. How can I share it with you? What's the best way?
Well, I guess share your screen.
Share my screen? Yeah, I could do that actually. And then you shall say.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you shall say. So what I am saying is the thing front and centre is a fucking dead ringer for Nigel Farage, and shoot me down if you will.
Okay. I can't see it. Hold on a second.
Scroll down.
Yeah, I can't.
What? Oh, you can't. Hold on. Can I move it?
Hold on. Yeah, can you move it up?
Wait a minute.
Maybe if I go there.
No, it's a picture. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Right. Hold on a minute. Right. So you've got Nigel Farage there. Right. Give me a second.
Yeah. Okay. Whilst. Oh, there it is. I've got it.
Oh, I just stopped the share. Right. Shall I start again?
Yeah, start it again.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Start it again.
Yeah. There you go. That is Nigel Farage.
Right here. And do you know what? We can compare it to this. Oh my god! It's even pulling the same fucking face.
It's fucking Nigel Farage.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Nigel Farage is the thing from Farscape.
Right, you can kill the share now, but
I was right. Vindicated.
Well done, John. Well
I'll
done.
have to tweet about that. Mate.
I think you will have to tweet about that indeed. But still, yeah, you're right. He will jump on any bandwagon that he has to, I guess. Look, once again, here are these tweets. You can't really see it, but that's the best Conservative budget one, and then the one from today. After 12 years of Tory misrule, we need a realignment in British politics. There we go. What a tit.
Yeah, he really is. He's very like a character from The Simpsons because of that fucking huge philtrum. It's, I mean, the gap between his nose and his upper lip is ginormous.
No. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you.
Yeah, is that a word that you knew, philtrum?
Yes.
So philtrum is that shoot, that little shoot between, right in the middle of your lips. That's your philtrum.
Yes, it is a word that I was aware of, John.
And do you know where your perineum is?
I don't want to talk about it.
How could you? If you're a man. Because you wouldn't have one.
Well, I said I don't want to talk about it. John.
Okay. Yeah, John Major has the same kind of look as what's his name? Nigel Farage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not between your balls. It's between your vagina and your anus. Anyway.
I'm just watching the video again of this woman spraying the Scotland Yard sign, right?
Oh my god, that's just so out of context. If you took that out of context and just clipped that, it'd be like, what was she spraying it with? Because we were 1 minute talking about perineums, and the next minute you're talking about about this woman spraying. That's just so wrong.
But no. I'm just really. Listen, she managed to cover all 3 sides of the Scotland Yard sign.
Yeah, hold on. Right, before we go any further, this has nothing to do with perineums and vaginas or anuses. She used a spray gun with paint. Right, carry on. Well, yeah, but remember the sign rotates.
Yeah, but she
So
managed to get...
it comes to you.
I get that. I get what you're saying. But it does not rotate very fast. Let's say that.
Trudy's moving on swiftly because she's had 3 kids. Have you never had your perineum massaged with olive oil to ensure that it becomes more flexible and ready when you come to the pushing point? Well, you've got to be there for your partner, you know.
Well, both of my children were delivered by C-section.
Oh, that's no use. That doesn't do them any fucking good whatsoever, because they don't get any of the bacteria and mucus that they would normally get going down the vaginal canal, which is required for them to build up a proper immune system.
So my son was born by emergency C-section 5 weeks early because of major complications in the pregnancy.
Okay.
And he ended up in the special care on the old CPAP and the ventilators and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And then our daughter was born by arranged C-section because they said that...
If you've had one, you're fucked.
Yeah, they would prefer that. But then that was quite handy because then we knew exactly when she was going to be born. Just booked it, turned up at the hospital, got a baby.
Yeah, okay.
It was quite good.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, if you can, it's better if they're born naturally.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
No, I'm not probably right. I am right. Okay. And my daughter was born in a amniotic sac.
Wow.
That's rare.
Yeah, it's rare. If it hasn't ruptured.
It didn't rupture.
It's also quite dangerous, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, but she was born in a pool. In her amniotic sac.
In a lazy spa, I believe, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, because it was easier to do that, and at home, because it was easier to do that than it was to try and arrange it in the hospital.
Yeah.
So we had a home birth, and it was brilliant because within an hour we were sitting on the couch having a cup of coffee with our baby.
That sounds fucking heavenly, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, there was and the fucking midwives were away, and that was it. You know, everything was done and dusted. All I had to do was empty a pool full of blood.
To be fair, within 4 hours of our daughter being born by C-section, the wife was up walking and we were away.
Yeah,
and we left.
Good. Yeah, and it is rare, and apparently the rumor is if you're born like that, you will never drown because you're born already in fluid.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think it is, but that's the myth that goes with it.
The superstition.
That's always the superstition goes. If you're born in your coal, you will never drown.
Bum, 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 very superstitious writings on the wall.
Whoa.
You believe in things you don't understand. Man, I quite like that song.
Yeah. There's quite a few. I've started following a guy on Twitter about something about the 80s, and it's quite good because he keeps putting up 80s songs that you'd forgotten about. much like running up that hill, you know. I mean, Kate Bush is freaking. I loved Kate Bush growing up. She
Hold
was
on. Do you
brilliant.
want to hear a Kate Bush impression?
Go on.
No one
I better not.
hurt me. You want to feel
Oh, okay.
how I feel. That'll do. I can hit the high notes.
Is that it?
I'm not going any further, but I can hit the high notes. People might start questioning me.
Why? No, go for it. Go for it. Go for it, mate. No, it's all right. We know your content and your own sexuality. You could wear a fucking gingham dress here, and we'd still know you were a man.
I'm gonna go get a bra.
No, now you've spoiled. You've just spoiled it.
Gonna go get myself a nice brassiere, John.
Get myself a brassiere.
In fact, I've got some pictures.
I was like 25 before I realised a brassiere wasn't something that you put wood on and set fire to.
I've got some
you not get that? No.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I've got some pictures for some upcoming thumbnails that might be quite questionable. Haven't I, John? You've seen them.
Oh, Solar Arm. I'm with Solar Arm on this one. Cloud Busting is fucking ace. Hounds of Love, brilliant album. Cloud Busting, tremendous.
All right.
Yeah, from Kate Bush, Cloud Busting.
Not heard it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How can you not? These are some of the best songs ever, Ben. You really need to go back to the 80s, mate.
Came out before I was born, didn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Go back. You know, I listened to stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I go through the whole thing. I mean, I wasn't born in the 50s. I was born in the 60s. But I wasn't... I didn't really pick up music until the 70s. But, you know, you've got to go back because everything you're getting today is either derivative or shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Might go back and just listen to some Journey. Any way you want it, that's
Keep
the way you
on.
need it, any way you want it.
Yeah, he is only young, so you're right. But Hounds of Love, I had that in vinyl as well.
Do you like a bit of Motley Crue every now and again?
My first CD was Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms, but I think that was almost everybody's first CD because that was one of the first CDs ever released.
It was. He's right. I know that. I know that.
That's true.
Do you know what?
I had it.
I do remember personal CD players. Do you remember those, John?
Oh, yeah. Walkman. Well, do you remember Walkmans? No.
Yes.
Do you remember Walkmans with cassettes?
I had a Walkman.
With a cassette?
With a cassette?
Well, there you go, mate. You've made it. Do you remember 8 tracks?
No. I know what an 8-track is. I never had one.
Yeah, I did it. Well, I've had a card with 8 tracks.
Trudy just said, why say that in public? Why say what in public?
What did we say? Depressing song for kids. Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls. It is a great video. So was Louis something. Watch that one. Yeah. There was a lot of brilliant...
Militant Mushroom says they still use a cassette player.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive.
I don't think I've got a cassette player, to be honest.
Trudy says she had a yellow triangular Walkman.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the 80s shit. I mean, I had a mini disc player at once.
Oh my god, so did I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beach Crate says I still use tapes. This is all quite impressive.
Wow. Where do you get your tapes from, mate? How do you get tapes? Do you have to import them from Japan or something?
Or maybe they're just listening to the old tapes that they had.
Well, yeah,
That's true.
Sawarm says he did a bit of a house clear and found loads of his old cassette tapes. Speaking of Sawarm, we haven't seen you at the after party for a fair while, young sir.
We have not.
And so,
are you disapproving? Do you not find it a valuable add-on? Should we look at something else? Because, you know, we're happy to take advice. If you think something else would be better, then let us know. Yeah, if you want like just an exclusive show for the patrons, then fine.
We can do that.
We can do that. You tell us what
You want
as donators. You tell us what you want.
You want to give us slightly more money, and I'll open an OnlyFans. We do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would open an OnlyFans if somebody just fucking dropped a 10 pence piece.
I mean, it's on the
but
cards.
Regardless of I mean, you talk to us and we'll give you within reason what you want.
He's just told me he wants naked pictures.
Naked pictures of what?
He wants OnlyFans.
Submarines? No, I mean, he hasn't really said what he wants. He just says he wants naked pictures. It could be anything.
He wants...
could be seals.
Listen, this man has been telling me he wants shots of...
Oh, he wants nipple shots of Ben. Well, I mean, okay, that's over to you, Ben. That's your department, mate.
Look,
you handle
he's been
that.
telling me he wants this shit since before we started chasing Dissent. This has been a long-running thing with this man.
Fuck's sake, record companies are turning to tape. Really?
Yes, they're also doing a lot of vinyl printing now, aren't they?
So Trudy says she needs 8mm video transferred to USB. Listen, Trudy, I may have an 8mm video player, and if that's the case, it's got a FireWire port on it. I know that, and I can plug that into my old Mac Pro here, and do that. But I need to find the 8mm video player. If that's the case, I could do that for you. No problem, right? If not, there are people out there who can still do this. So don't worry, you can get it done one way or the other.
Okay, well, interesting, and keep her updated, would you, John?
Yeah, I'll have a look. I mean, I'll need to dig about in the pile of crap that I've got behind what looks like a relatively tidy studio.
I mean, you should see the state of this place. You can't see it, but...
Well, that's always the case, isn't it? Because you've got kit to do things, right? And you have it fucking littered all over the place. And it's like, there's piece... I mean, my desk has got...
wires in here.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I've got 5 keyboards. And I don't just mean computer keyboards. It might be for, like, audio mixers and video mixers and all that. But there's 5 keyboards on these desks around me. You can only see one, right? And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors.
Yep.
A fucking huge fucking reflector screen sitting up here to give me a bit of shadow, to lighten up the shadow on one side. I think a USB light strapped to a lamp there. There's another USB light over there, another one over there. I mean, the whole thing just looks like shit when you look at it from the outside. But when you see it, it looks brilliant. Well, I don't know if it looks brilliant, but it looks better than what anyone else would see.
So I've got a laptop that's got 2 monitors built into it. It's right here. I've got the camera up on. I've got a massive desk. I've got the camera up on a tripod. I've got a giant monitor there. I've got a monitor on the wall over there. I've got lighting. I've got all of this. I've got a sound system down here. I've got a mixing desk down here. I've got a fan there. And then I've got coffee cups. I've got loads of empty Coke cans, which I need to get rid of. But these, like you said, these places are littered with tech, with wire. Oh my god, the wires.
Oh fuck. The wires. It's like I'm looking for wires the other day and I've got my phone on and I've got the torch on. I'm going, where the fuck does this wire go? It's like there's wires everywhere. I mean, I have wires that appear to come out of wires. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Setting this stuff up isn't easy.
See those green lights flashing back there? That's a switch. So that's a gigabit switch, and that's fucking. There's 8 fucking connections in it, and I don't know where they go because I don't have 8 devices.
And people have got to realise, John's using like.
And I'm technical.
And I'm not. I'm not technical. John's using. You're technically using 2 of your monitors right now, right?
No. Actually, at the moment, I'm only using 1.
But you've got one on behind you for the third wheel.
Oh yeah, but I'm not using that. But yeah, it's on that. Well, that's a separate computer.
So whilst I'm doing this show right now,
Yeah, because I'm running into this feed twice.
so on here I've got the communications between me and John, right?
Hello, Ben. How you doing, mate?
Down on the screen below that, so on the second screen, I've got the stats analytics for Twitch and YouTube, and directly the feed for YouTube. Up on that screen, I am running the show. So all of the things that you see, and I've got your chat. Up on that screen, I've got things that I can capture, like that, over there.
Yeah.
I am running all 4 shows here concurrently. I am also controlling all of the cameras, so I can move between all of these things.
Yeah.
And I am performing for you.
Yeah.
In other words, please support us at patreon.com /chasing
But
Dissent.
we do a bit of work, and we do it. I mean, I was doing it on the Etherium when you were away, and that's another device with another, and I'm throwing up screens and changing them over and things, and it kind of does get in the way of your flow, and I think Ben copes with it really well. I've got to give him kudos for that, because he does cope with the flow really well. Once I'm on the flow, I like to be able to keep going, and I think this benefits me. When Ben comes back, I think I give a better performance. I might be wrong, but I feel better in myself, and I think I deliver something more polished when Ben's involved.
And also when we're doing the afternoon shows, I'm running the list also, so I'm changing all the slides.
Yeah, I make the list.
You do.
And making the list is not a small task. It takes a good few hours.
He makes all of the slideshow for me, and then I capture what he makes.
Yeah, and then he doesn't look at it, and he just flicks through it, because I like him to see it afresh, so he's got a fresh perspective on it, and I think that works for the show. If you think it doesn't, let us know.
And one thing I will also say is there are going to be some more changes coming to the show, just to the structure, and I think we're going to drop the 2-minute intro, aren't we, John?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and switch it up so it's a bit slicker and a bit faster, so you're dealing with us, because I find the 2-minute intro intrusive,
and then
especially if you're going. If I can finish,
yep.
Let me finish. Especially if you're on YouTube and watching the show back, and you got to go through like 3 minutes intro, or 2.5 minutes intro before you actually get to someone speaking. I find that quite annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that on other people's things as well, and I think I used to go in and cut that out, and I think rather than doing that, let's just cut it out for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's just get right to the chase.
There will be an intro.
When we start, and thank you, Trudy, we do a fabulous job, and I thank you very much for that, and I certainly appreciate your donation. Thank you. But yeah, I think, when we go live, you've got 30 seconds, a minute or whatever, and then bang, we're going to be in there. And I think that's the way to go, because when we start. So bang, we're in. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna try and do is there will be an intro. And then we've got Adam, who makes the visuals for the most part. Like, I make the thumbnails, but Adam will make the visuals. Like what you're seeing here wrapped around us right now, that was all made by Adam. He also is doing more. He's going to be part of All In with us every Friday night, and he's making more visual things like transitions and stuff like that for us at the moment, that we're just going to incorporate into the show to make it look a bit slicker, look a bit better, and from the evolution of what it was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
From the evolution of what it used to look like, I think we are just looking more and more professional as we go.
Yeah, but it's a learning curve for us as much as you. I mean, we want to be able to give you the best that we can, and we enjoy that. We enjoy this, right? But it's more than that. We want this to pay the bills, and to pay the bills, we've got to get a lot more of you on board than we've already got. And we love the fact that you guys are here and supporting us, and that I know sometimes I don't give that impression, but yeah, I really do love the fact that you guys are on board and supporting us. But we need more. We need more. So we need you to share. We need you to like. We need you to subscribe, and we need you to evangelize for us, because the more you push it out, the more we get more people out there. And at the moment, as Ben said, we get like 35 quid
month.
A week? A month? 35 quid a
On
month?
Patreon, yeah.
Holy fuck. You know, could you live on 35 quid a month? No, you can't.
Ultimately, we would rather not have donations at all. We just want to live from a revenue income.
Yeah, but I mean, at the moment, we're not earning any ads. We don't get ads because we're nowhere near that. We've got to double. At least we've got to double and then half again before we get to being able to get any ad money, right? So we don't get... You see those ads, we don't get the money. Okay?
We
So
don't.
that's where we are right now, and that's honest. But yeah, I mean, I think we need to... I think we've got a chance of getting this going if we get on board and you guys help us out.
And
Because-
we're not really talking about helping out financially, although we really
No,
do appreciate
no.
that. It's just getting the show shared, getting
Yeah.
getting the word out there, like John says, evangelizing, almost becoming cult-like.
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 Although we don't approve of cults.
No, we don't approve of cults at all. I mean, Adam, our third guy, he is a cult escapee.
Yeah.
And he is going to be taking the lead on these all-in shows. He's going to be giving us some really random shit to talk about by the looks of it. I mean, some of the stuff that doesn't make it into the list that Adam comes up with could be quite interesting. Put it that way.
Yeah. And then we do shorts as well to try and get more subscribers and things.
And we're also running on many more platforms. We're on TikTok, for fuck's sake, right? And we're looking at doing...
Yeah, we are.
We're looking at actually putting a TikTok exclusive full show out, possibly. We can't actually get out on there again because they've banned us from streaming on the platform. Not because we did anything wrong, but because we didn't stream enough in the last week whilst I was on holiday.
We'll be back there next Friday, Ben. We'll be back on. You can put this on TikTok next Friday.
Yeah, you're going to be controlling this show, the all-in show, aren't you?
Yeah, I can do this. That's no problem. Yeah.
So I will put this out on TikTok for you all to see as well if you want to watch over there. We want to diversify our options for people. They can choose where to watch us and
Right.
have a laugh.
So that's
2 hours.
That's 2.25 hours. So or 2 hours, or whatever.
2 hours.
I need a pee. Are we carrying on or are we stopping?
You know what? I think 2 hours. I think we've given them some laughs. We've given them some tears. We've given them some serious talk, and I think I'm going to kill the studio mode. I'm going to queue up the outro, and I'm going to hand this over to you.
Why, thank you, Ben. And I really appreciate you coming on board and watching us and talking to us and giving us feedback. I really love it. And Ben does too. And you know what? We're here to give you entertainment, and that's all we're here for.
Yeah.
And with that, I'd like to bid you a very, very good evening, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye for now.
Good night.
Bye.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system.
You forgot Uranus.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.